Yeah, and I saw the topic headline. I said, "Oh, here we go." He ain't giving them no days off.
When I see the Hawks and the Falcons on there, like I just feel like, oh, like I want to talk about them with everybody but this squad.
I mean, it's only really coach because Irv don't care because the Washington football team is. I guess they in the playoffs last year, but I mean, he knows how that go. Coach the only one to be, and that's just he's hated the Falcons. Any Atlanta team, he's hated them since I've known him. Like,
I know, but the logic that is not there.
Oh no, never.
Like I hate them because of the fans. Then hate the fans.
Nah, he gotta take it. He gotta take it all the way. He can't be half stepping.
Who you talking about? You hate?
Talking about you.
I do hate the fans. You talking about something in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, just 285. That's all. We're talking about 285.
What you talking about? You talking about them sorry ass Atlanta? Did you go out there for your little $5 practice the other day?
No, sir. I'm recovering from surgery.
Okay. Now you just knew it was a better way to spend $5.
I'll be there Friday though.
For what?
For their I think they have a game against the Titans on Friday.
Are you supposed to be able to get all up close and personal with them out there the other day? Who you messing with on the Falcons? I know about you and Chris Paul. Who you got on the Falcons now that Julio left?
Nobody, sir.
Come on, I ain't gonna tell
I'm trying to mess with it. I'm trying to mess with Arthur Blank. I don't got time for players.
This just us. There ain't nobody on here yet. You can tell me and Jay.
Arthur Blank.
It ain't Arthur Blank. I know it ain't Arthur Blank. I'll take it back. I ain't gonna say I know. Cause I know you get around. I see you pretty smooth with your game. I see that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It might be Matt Ryan. That would explain a lot.
No.
Yeah, it might be.
Nah. If I was gonna go with a white dude, it would not be Matt Ryan.
Well, it better not be Arthur Blank either.
Is that Travis? I've never seen his hair.
No. Here, hold this.
We would love to keep it that way.
There's a baby.
Honey, go down further.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at the baby.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Let Geraldine make her debut tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, make sure.
I got it.
Congrats.
Travis, get out of the way. Travis, go get the car.
Yeah, no. Look at Geraldine.
Look at Geraldine.
Aww.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hi, Ashley Joy. I know your name.
Supreme Court Justice Geraldine Butler. That's right there. As a baby.
Okay.
That's sweet.
That's
Speedy
what
recovery.
I'm talking
about. Yeah, if you don't mind, we'll call you back in like 5 minutes.
I know we would have came and visited you guys, but Travis ain't telling nobody nothing, so you know how that go.
They probably ain't gonna let you in anyway.
What did he not do?
Are you still in the hospital? No.
Yes.
Oh, you are.
We are.
Okay.
When they gonna let you out, Megan?
We don't know yet. I'm doing fine,
yeah.
But she's not eating enough of her bottle.
Okay.
So she's got to be in here a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yep. So we need to eat more.
There you go.
We got to throw some grits in there. She's from the South.
Hey.
Oh, hold on. She's talking. Say hi. Oh. Hey, hi. Did you say something?
Megan, does she have a head of hair? We didn't get to see her hair.
Oh, hang on.
Holy moly.
Oh, man. That hair look better than Travis' beard. Good job.
I know that's right.
Oh, that's sweet.
Then again, the hair under my armpits look better than Travis' beard.
Travis, I have never seen you without a hat, Travis.
We like to keep it that way, Travis. If your hat's nearby.
There's her head. Hold on.
Oh, some other baby cutting up in there.
Congratulations, y'all.
You got that right. Congratulations.
Yep.
It's the end of the world as you know it.
I know. He don't. I try to tell him he don't know what that daughter smoke bring, boy. That daughter smoke bring a whole nother set of gray hairs on you.
Indeed.
Hey, we're gonna get you some kind of badge or something. I mean, God knows you deserve one.
Yeah.
Coach, do you have girls?
I do. I got the biggest diva of them all. Y'all just don't even know. Let me tell you something. I give Sydney $250 a month for her car insurance every month. And I can't tell how many times I take Sydney out to eat, this, that, and the other. So the other day, I bought BJ a bottle of cologne because he smelled the bottle of cologne I got. He said, oh, I like that cologne. So I surprised and bought him a bottle of cologne. You should have seen the stink face I got from Sydney because I didn't have nothing for her. Lord have mercy. BJ said, I don't know what you were thinking. You knew better than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
How old is your daughter?
27.
Oh, somebody making a face.
I see her.
Them
Yeah.
girls.
She's
them
thinking
girls
about the
when it
Saints.
comes to daddies.
Hey,
That's
Herb.
what see, Carrie had both too, but I got two girls, and like I said, it's something with them girls and daddies.
Oh, ain't no
boy.
doubt about that. Them girls, something else, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No matter how mad I get, man, I'll be like, all right, man, just leave me alone. Like,
Let me tell you a quick story, Carrie. My son was in high school, about to be in his senior year. My daughter got up there. My ex-wife called me. She said, just want you to know, your child up there fighting in school today. I said, I'm going to kill him. She said, that's not the child I'm talking about.
She said he what in school today? Oh, sorry.
Fighting.
Ooh.
But it wasn't a he. It was the guy said, I'm going to kill him. She said, that's not the child I'm talking about.
Hey. Sometimes you got to throw hands.
I think so.
all right. Well, let's go.
Well, we're gonna-
Travis, you joining the show or you jumping off?
We're leaving.
Okay.
But real quick. Say hi.
Oh. Hold on.
Congratulations, Travis.
Lower.
Rest
There
up.
we go.
There you go. Say hi.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Aw.
Hey, Travis, while you're in there, see if they can get a mask to cover your whole face.
Oh my God.
Bye, Travis. Thank you.
I'll watch on Facebook.
My. He's so bad.
What's wrong, Herb? Talk to me.
You go ahead and start, Coach. We ain't got no theme. We already behind. Go ahead and run it.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the Imperial Palace on Black Mania. Guys, I did something crazy today. I ran 3 miles, and then after that, I went and did a leg workout, and I don't know if I'm going to make it through the night. Man, my legs cramped up so bad in that shower, I didn't know if I was even going to be able to get down here and get to the computer. I don't know what I was thinking about, but I'm hurting somebody.
I was wondering what was taking you so long. I'm like,
Dude, I almost had to call you to come get me.
yeah, I'm like, everybody got on before you.
Jay, I left my doggone phone in the other room. I was like, if I could have got the 911, there'd be an ambulance in my living room right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
Them doggone,
tonight.
man, them hands, dude, I'm finna go get me some BioLite soon we get off this thing and drink me like 2 bottles of that junk. Man, I am really scared about the night. Because when them cramps hit you in the middle of the night, that's on a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Big Irv is in the building, all the way from Chocolate City. Heard some news out of Chocolate City we're going to talk about today. Yes, sir. Kyle Kuzma trying to make a little noise. Miss Carrie, how you doing, Miss Carrie?
I'm doing all right. I wish I was running 3 miles like you. Good on you.
I hear you. Well, you will be running 3 miles soon if you're going to be trying to keep up with them Atlanta Falcons and their losing streak. So I know you say you're getting ready to go down there this Friday night. I would go down there and waste my money, but we playing we got a game this Friday night, high school game, and then we play in the Dome next Saturday. So we play in the Mercedes-Benz Dome next Saturday. So Miss Carrie, you need to come on in at the end and check us out. North Gwinnett High School in the building, gonna play against Hoover high school out of Hoover, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham. So that's gonna be very interesting. I'm just gonna tell you that right now, because Hoover's always loaded, and they are a national powerhouse, and we North Gwinnett. So we're gonna see what's going on.
All right.
So anyway, let's go ahead and get this party started. Now, y'all know here lately we've been talking about the NBA first, but now that the NBA is kind of over and done, we're going to switch gears. We're going to move football up to the front because there's a lot going on in football. First of all, my first thing I put out that day was losing their minds in Buffalo. Did you see how much money they gave Josh Allen?
Yeah, dog.
I mean, is that not crazy or what? 6 years, $258 million, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's over $250 million. Are you serious? Miss Carey, talk to me, tell me what's going on up there in Buffalo.
Listen, they've been waiting for this for a long time. They're hungry. They're trying to pay this cat so he don't ever leave.
Oh my God.
I mean, he looks promising. He plays well. I don't know, given the competition out there, I don't know how far he'll get, but his contract looks better right as it is than Mr. Mahomes. And I mean, if he stays healthy, that's the key. If he stays healthy, he stands to earn a lot of money after the 6 years, or after the 7th year, I guess.
There you go. Irv, what say you?
Listen, as a quarterback, all you need is one good year to get that.
Thank you, Irv.
Thank
you, Irv.
That's it. Who was it? Kirk Cousins.
Did everybody hear what Irv just said?
I didn't hear what he said.
You can hear
Say
me?
it again, Irv.
No, it only takes one good year for a quarterback to get that money.
Mm.
He said, look at Kirk Cousins. Not only that, look at the boy that just got hurt again. That just left Philadelphia.
Wentz.
I mean.
Oh, Wentz. Oh, yeah.
No, not him. Him. What's the name, Jason? Jason knows what I'm talking about. I talk about him all the time on this show.
That just left Philly?
Yeah.
He went to Philly, coach?
No, he just left Philly.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, that's him. Carson Wentz, they threw out of Philadelphia. He had one good year. They gave him all that money and big contract and all that. That joke was terrible now. I mean, I don't understand why, with that happening so many times, why these NFL franchises continue to do this. Why they continue to reward guys, especially a quarterback, just for 1 year like that. And I understand, you think he's the full package. He can run, he can throw. I'm sure he's great in the community, all of those things. But do you not see what happens to these guys, especially quarterbacks, how quickly they can go south on you in no time?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think that's
all this stuff is happening after the 3rd year. So
exactly.
they're having a good year, 3rd year, and then getting paid for the 4th. I mean, you just look at it. Like, these quarterbacks, if you get your timing correct, you're going to get that money.
I agree. Did you hear what Baker Mayfield said? When they asked him about it, he said, hey, what happened with him is great for all quarterbacks. It's great for the NFL Players Association, yada, yada, yada. Because he was just thinking to himself, yeah, my bag is coming.
Yep.
All I got to do is have one good year, and then my bag will be coming just like that. And I mean, it's insane. I think that's how you ruin a franchise.
Well,
I think that's how you absolutely destroy a franchise.
You pay the quarterback, you got to ruin every other position.
I agree pretty much. I mean, you got to cut back anyway. So, anyway, with that being said, let's move on and talk about another quarterback real quick, DeShaun Watson. There's rumors out there now that DeShaun Watson could possibly still play this season in Houston amidst the rumors of him being traded and the team looking for a trade and whatnot. Ms. Carey, I'm going to start with you. Is there any way possible that you could see DeShaun Watson playing in Houston this year?
Man, I'm so mad because I said there was no way Aaron Rodgers was playing in Green Bay, and look at his dumb ass.
Yeah.
But I want to say no. I want to say there's no way he puts on a Houston jersey No, sir.
What do you think,
Given
Herb?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Herb.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It might not be game 1, but it'll definitely be game 4 when they 0-3.
Wow. Miss Carey, go ahead with your comment.
Did he say it would happen?
He said, yes, it would.
Man, I just don't think, given, I think that there was a little bit of fishiness around the allegations themselves. Again, I always want to believe the victim, the timing of the allegations, the fact that the allegations came out and there still have been no charges, and the fact that this might be a way to sway his reputation in general, so he can't get picked up. And when he wanted to get traded, they wouldn't trade him, and then the allegations came out. So I just think there's no way he puts on a bad uniform. It's a bad look for him. It's a bad look for the victims, and it's a bad look for the NFL.
First of all, everybody is saying right now that Houston is probably going to be the worst team in the NFL, if not close to it. I mean, they'd probably be, second to the Falcons as far as being the worst team in the NFL. They're going to be bad. I mean, it's a lot of talk. And, as far as how they're going to be this year. And I can see, just like Irv said, with the rookie quarterback, which is, I think, all they've got now. Davis Mills just came in from, don't get me wrong, from Gwinnett County. I know him, know his family well, used to coach him, all that. But everybody knows when you're a rookie in the NFL, it's tough. And I think it's fair to say that Davis kind of struggled a little bit at times at Stanford while he was there. So it would be a lot for him to come in and do well. And, there's only a few people in this league that can move like DeShaun Watson. I mean, you talk about Russell Wilson, you talk about Patrick Mahomes, you talk about Lamar Jackson, maybe Josh Allen, and then after that, there ain't no more talking. I mean, there's only maybe 5, maybe, 6 quarterbacks that have that type of mobility like a DeShaun Watson has and can do the things that he does. So, but here's my thing, DeShaun, and I know DeShaun is watching, like most of the people around the NFL watch this show. 100%. But DeShaun, I need you to turn that money down, and I need you to stand for something. Because you can't let somebody do you like that and still be going out there and slaving for them and trying to win games for them and whatnot when you know for a fact that old man has something to do with all this. And, I mean, you can feel it deep down just like everybody else can. And now you're going to go out there and cap like that? No, dude, don't. I surely hope he will go on ahead and demand a trade or do something, but I hope he will not go back on that field and play for that man. Miss Carey, what do you think?
Who?
I'm just asking you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I believe with DeShaun's, with his mama in his ear, she says, don't you put on a jersey. Don't you put on that Houston jersey. Not after all.
Dude, that would be embarrassing for him to go out there to me and try to play, knowing good and well what all they've tried to do to him. And, I mean, got him all out there like that, and now you're going to put on that jersey and if you mess around and win a game, I'm flying to you. I mean, dude, that would just be how bad would that be? I mean, I don't know what the headline would even say if that were to happen. Is that not crazy?
100%.
So what do you think, Irv? We're going to let you wrap it up, Irv.
Yeah, there should be no way possible for him to go back to Houston whatsoever. I wouldn't even have showed up to training camp. He even showed up. So at this point, I don't even know what's going on in his head right now. But there's no way possible he should even be showing up at training camp right now. Like it should be him in New Orleans right now, and then let's just stop talking.
But there have been talks of him even playing in their first game, but they said he's just missed too much time, being on the field. And they act like if he had been around, he would be starting in the game coming up, the preseason game. I mean, how crazy is that? I just don't get it. I mean, I really don't. I'd be like, listen, you know good and well I'm not coming back here. So y'all just need to find me somewhere to go these are your 5 or 6 teams that I will go to, and let's get the ball rolling. I mean, I just can't imagine. When I first heard this story, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Matthew Cowlett says, I think he's headed to the commissioner's exempt list. And he may very well be. He might not be able to play anyway for whoever gets him. But I'm telling you, and Matt, you were in the NFL as an attorney, so you know how this stuff works. I can see it swinging, that somebody's going to rub somebody's palm the right way to have DeShaun back in Houston, playing in Houston. I just hope and pray. DeShaun is the only thing that can keep that from happening. And I'm hoping that he will be that thing and not let it happen. That's the only hope we can have.
I sure hope so, man.
I know, that's terrible. All right, moving right along. Michael Thomas. Everybody hears the story about Michael Thomas in New Orleans, about how they got sideways with each other, about his quote-unquote latest shenanigans. Miss Carey, since that's in the division with your Falcons, I'm going to let you talk about that first.
I say they go ahead and trade him. They're going to be a dumpster fire anyways. Let them go. It'll save them 1.2 mil now and 74 mil over the next couple of years. And they're the ones in trouble with the salary cap. So let them go. I think that that last year's injury and the fight that he had with the teammate already set him up. Then the Saints were trying to say that he put off this surgery too late in the season or too late in the off season. So he's not going to be available right away. I think it's too much. I think he should go. I think he wants to leave anyways because he knows they're going to be a shit show.
Now, just out of curiosity, I have to ask this question. Are your comments tainted because you're such a Falcon lover? I mean, listen, I have to ask that for everybody who's watching because everybody thinking it. So I have to say they're like, oh, she's #1 Falcon lover and all this old mess and #1 Hawk lover and all that other stuff. Atlanta girl. I mean, is that not coming out of some of your comments? I'm just asking for a friend.
I would lie if I said no. But
okay.
But the truth of the matter is they're going to be shit whether he's there or not. So go ahead and leave. The teams that he could go to, that they're saying he could go to, I mean, they have some positive things on it. The Chargers, the Ravens, even the Jags. They're going to suck, but at least they're going to get some attention.
Well, if he's going to the Ravens, he better be a good blocker. I can tell you that much.
He definitely ain't going to Baltimore.
Talk to me, Earl.
Listen, when you got a guy who we don't know how he's going to work out throughout the season and Taysom Hill, and you got a guy who can easily throw 40 interceptions in the season, and Jameis Winston, or who I call Point Shavers. Listen, I'd be on the first thing smoking. Like, or it might be a situation like I was telling somebody else about Jimmy Graham and Marquise Colston. Drew Brees is the product of their success, so we might find out something that we might not want to know when Drew Brees retired.
I mean, here's my thing about all this. Michael Thomas is considered to be like one of the top 3 receivers in the entire league. I mean, that's why he got the bag that he got and whatnot. And I mean, he is so very well thought of. There he is catching the ball on Bradley Roby. I don't know what Jason dug that out from. That was Bradley Roby, 21. He's catching that ball again. But anyway, I mean, I don't get how one of the best receivers in the league is in a situation that he's in now. One of the things that bothers me about it, and I'm talking to Michael Thomas, I'm talking to every professional ball player, whether you're basketball, hockey, soccer, I don't care what it is. Why do you wait till the last damn minute to deal with a health problem when you've had all year? Why isn't it as soon as the season ended, you went on ahead and had surgery on your knee or your ankle or your thumb or whatever? You gonna wait till damn training camp, and now talking about you getting ready to go have surgery on something that's bothering you, that's a big problem for me. Especially when you're supposed to be one of the leaders of the team. You're supposed to be one of the best receivers in the league. And you're going to wait until June to have surgery on a thumb or whatever you're talking about having. Dude, that's beyond me. I don't understand that. And I know somebody, Jason, gonna pop up here in a minute and say, hey man, let that man, he's been working hard all year. Let him go do his thing. No, bullshit. Here he comes. I know. I was ready for him. No, you don't tell that man how to spend his vacation. That man already planned the vacation with his family. I just think that is so irresponsible when you've had all this time. Oh, there he is. Some physical therapist convinced him it would heal. That's what Matthew Cowlett saying. And maybe so. Maybe they did. But the bottom line is, again, that's very irresponsible of you to take the word of some quack. I mean, what is that?
I do wonder if Drew Brees was still his quarterback, whether he would be playing.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
now the beginning of the season is here. He knows Taysom Hill is it, or Jameis Winston. He's like, no, I'm going to go ahead and get this operation while I'm getting paid by these folks to prepare for my trade.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I saw him last year making some faces when Drew Brees was in there. I don't think he's crazy about Brees being in there anymore because obviously they've been in practice, and I'm sure Drew Brees is underthrowing him in practice left and right. Mm. And so I think he kind of lost some faith in Drew Brees and probably felt it was time for him to go. But I don't think he was happy about who they had left there to pick up after Brees either. So I can see him kind of being like, man, it's about time me to get up out of here and try to find him somewhere where they can at least get the ball to him. And I think that's probably his concern. Who is that they're beating right there? I can't tell what team that is. Where the DB just fell
I
out.
don't know either. Go ahead and change
Nobody
that.
was even close. Nobody did anything to that DB. Why are they showing all these highlights against this team right here? Wow.
Jason. I got you, Jason.
Look, it's usually me getting beat up on.
Jason handpicked those
right.
Those highlights.
You ain't gonna never find no 49er ones up in there.
Jason was just digging and digging and digging for those highlights. All right, let's move right along. Speaking of the Falcons, they had an open practice the other night in the Benz. Anybody could go. $5. Miss Carey, you were there. Tell us what happened.
Uh-oh.
Miss Carey was not there at all. Just like you asked while we were talking in the pre-session. You knew
my
that.
My bad. I thought you said you were there. My bad. Did you go? Did you by chance go,
I didn't go to that one.
You know what? I need Jason to pop up because I know Jason took his girls. I know he took them down there to meet Matt Ryan and meet all the Falcon players. And there it is right there. Look at that. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Had a $5. You know what they did with that money? They dedicated that money to kids going back to school or something, I think they said they were doing with it. But all the money, all the proceeds were going to charity. Jay, can you tell us how many people there the other night?
7.
Oh, you said 7 people, really?
You know goddamn well I ain't going to see no goddamn Falcons. I don't know why you even ask me that stuff.
Listen, I have it on good authority. I found out. They said there were 27 and a half people there at the thing the other night. 27 and a half. Because one of them was a midget. There was that midget wrestling thing that Travis and Jason was going to.
Wow.
So one of them came out there. So it was 27 and a half. And they made, I think they made just under $200. So they're going to be able to help like 3 kids with some back to school gear. And it was a phenomenal practice. Everybody thought it was great. The community thought it was great. Dude, you got to be kidding me. I mean, do you know what this would have done if they had done this in Green Bay, or if they had done this in Washington, D.C., or if they had done this in Tampa, Florida? Could you imagine even if they had done this in New England, even with the revamped Patriots, dude, any other city would have absolutely rocked this thing. And then the Falcons put on that thing they just put on. I mean, why y'all love them is beyond me. I hope Mr. Peavy's on here, but I just don't get it. I don't understand. Miss Karen, being a Falcon fan like you are, help me understand what keeps you being a Falcon fan.
I like to invest in the city that I'm in. When I was in DC, I was a Redskins fan. Like, I'm just trying to be a part of the community where I live. I've been in Atlanta since 2016. I've been a fan of the Falcons since 2016, and that's the way it will be. I'll rep them as long as I'm here.
Tom said loyalty. Tom said loyalty is what keeps him, I guess, going. Listen to me, I'm loyal too. I'm loyal to hating them. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm as loyal as it can be to be a hater of the Falcons. Good God Almighty. I've been in Atlanta since 2005. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Since 1995, I've been in Atlanta. 1995, I've been here and hated them jokers since the day I parked up here in Gwinnett County.
Without any logic, though. You hate them because you hate the fans.
Logic.
That
Are you kidding me? Logic. They suck. I mean, they're terrible. They are a horrible franchise. They got horrible fans. They got probably the worst fan base in America. I mean, there's all kind of reasons to not like them. No, you say that, Herb, but think about it. Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns. They say the Cleveland Browns, one of the worst franchises in football, got one of the best fan bases around the world.
That's a fact.
You know why? Everybody loves that lonesome loser. But that's what gets me about the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons are terrible. Why don't more people love them? Because they're just as bad as the Cleveland Browns. How come more people don't love the Falcons? Because these people here love the Falcons for about 3 weeks. And then when they're like 1-3 around week 4 or 0-4, everybody off the boat then they're like, man, these jokers suck.
Coach.
And then you got 100 people sitting up in Mercedes-Benz watching games and whatnot. Yes, Miss Karen, go ahead.
Coach, Atlanta is a transient city.
Okay.
People are not coming in and out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Ain't nobody moving to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, so you making my point.
People are coming in and out of Atlanta all the time. You
making my point.
People, and 7 of them were not raised here. So there's no loyalty. They weren't born here. But people are trying to be.
Keep that energy. You making my point for me. That's why they suck. And that's why they got a terrible fan base. Because you just said these are transient people. They don't give a damn about this football team. And that's exactly why I don't like them. Because of everything that you just said. You said they got bad fans. You said their heart ain't in the love.
They were bad fans. I said they were transient. And so they gotta learn. Well, they gotta get invested, but they gotta get their feet in the ground first. Give us a chance. They're coming back.
How long it take them to get invested? How long it take somebody to get invested in a team?
Not me, a long time. I came in 2016. I've been a fan since.
Irv, how long it take you to get invested in a team?
Day one.
I mean, if you're gonna be with the team,
but we're sports fans. We are sports fans. Not everybody is a sports fan.
Wow.
And I had to think about it. The team that I was thinking about has the most delusional fans, and that's the Cowboys.
I no doubt about that. And I kicked them to the curb years ago. When they hired Barry Switzer, I was done. That's my family. That's our family team, except for me. I be cheering against them every Thanksgiving while everybody else cheering for them.
Yes, indeed.
I couldn't do that. What Jay say?
Little training camp conversation turned into this.
I hear you, Jay. I hear you. Jay, I had to. Because when I saw that little $5 deal, why you gonna charge $5? I mean, you be better off just saying, hey, we just taking donations. Y'all just drop $1 in the cup, drop a couple quarters in there, do whatever. They're gonna charge $5 a person to come in and watch them practice. I mean, who does that? Who does that, Earl? I mean, that must have been for some Magic City something. I mean,
I feel like they need a better PR team because I didn't know that they were having open practice.
Thank you.
And
That's
I'm a season ticket holder.
A lot of teams did it quietly. I know Washington did it too.
Wow. Well, they had it all on the radio. I heard it on the radio. I don't know. You must not listen to the radio, Miss Carey.
No, I don't. I work from home.
Apparently not, because it was all over the radio that they were having. Anyway, I'm telling you right now, I'm calling you out right here in public. Get you a new team. I'm telling you, get you a new team, Miss Carey.
No.
I ain't gonna say nothing about your basketball team. I'm gonna let you keep your basketball team. I know you and your man got your thing. But as far as this right here, Miss Carey, get you a new team before the season starts. I'm gonna give you time to do your homework. I'm gonna give you time to study and all that other stuff. Get you a new team before the season starts.
Hey, Matt, that's 100% correct.
Man said Washington charged you $5 to get in and $50 to park.
100%.
That sounds like that man been to Washington, D.C. a couple times.
And he ain't lying.
Let's move right along. Hall of Fame was this week. First of all, if you watch the Hall of Fame game, somebody say something on there about who watched the Hall of Fame game. Does anybody watch that game?
Mm-mm.
I mean, dude. I mean, they don't have none of the starting quarterback starting. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott and them, all his boys over there dressed in like blue jeans and stuff with cowboy boots on. I mean, who watches that game? I mean, why do they even play that game? I mean, if you're going to play that game, why not just play flag football or something? I mean, it's crazy that they're actually out there trying to play a game. I mean, they've had like 3 practices or something like that. I mean, it's just asinine to me that they play that game. But outside of the game, they had the Hall of Fame inductees in there. How do you feel about this year's Hall of Fame inductees? Let's start with Irv this time.
For me, there's a few names that should have been in there a long time ago.
All right, come on.
The Drew Pearsons of the world. The who else was it that I saw? Steve Atwaters of the world.
Steve Atwater, that's my boy.
The Harold Carmichaels of the world.
Okay.
Like, a lot of these guys should have already been in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But as far as the class, I can't hate on a lot of the guys that actually went out. I was trying to think of somebody that probably should not have gone in.
What about John Lynch?
I'm not really a John Lynch fan.
Thank you, Jason.
I'm not really a John Lynch fan.
Tell me what he did.
He basically had the numbers in the defense that gave him the tackle stats.
Wow. So he going in the Hall of Fame for tackling people.
But the thing is, if you think about any show-stopping performance that John Lynch had, nobody can think of anything.
But that's my point. I mean, is that not what the Hall of Fame is for? The showstoppers?
That's what I thought.
I mean, I don't get this whole John Lynch thing. I'm sorry.
I never.
And anybody say what they want to say. I mean, somebody tell me why. I would love for a listener to tell me why. And I'm a 49ers guy. I'm Jason will tell you, me and him big time 49er fan. Why is John Lynch? Why did he get in the Hall of Fame? What did he do?
But the funny thing is, when you look at the other guys, the Rondé Barbers, the Derek Brooks, the Warren Sapps from those defenses, they actually had show-stopping stuff. You can't think of nothing that John Lynch ever did except piggyback off of these guys.
I agree.
But like the Isaac Bruce's, he deserved it. Calvin Johnson, even though he didn't play long, he deserved it. Peyton Manning, they gave him the Hall of Fame jacket when he stepped off the field.
Oh, I no doubt. But they knew that was coming. You knew that was coming.
But most of the time when I look at these lists, the first thing I do is look at the guys who are over the 5-year period that should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago.
Well, okay, talk to me about Drew Pearson. And I used to be a Cowboy fan. Drew Pearson used to be my favorite wide receiver. Why was he not in here before now? And why is it that we had to go through these agonizing years of watching him at home, waiting for his call and not getting his call and crying like a baby? I mean, did they put him in just for sympathy, you think? What do you think, Herb?
I really don't know. For me, I really don't know. Like, And then it's like for some reason so much harder for wide receivers for some dumb reason.
Well, look at all the wide receivers they put in this year. They put in Megatron. They put in Isaac Bruce.
But Isaac Bruce, this wasn't his first. I think it was his third ticket.
I don't know. That's Roger Staubach, for those of you who don't know. That was one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Don't nobody know who he is. They're like, who is that old white dude up there? Is that his daddy?
No, that was his sponsor. Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, it's going to be like, for me, I got a couple Washington players that should be in there, but for some reason they're not in there. Like the Joe Jacobys of the world, who basically was on all 3 Super Bowl teams and gave up hardly no sacks and led one of the best counter trade offenses in NFL history with his pool blocking. Guys like Brian Mitchell, who at one point led the entire career history in kicking punt return touchdowns. Nothing. Like, I can name a few guys. Like, it took a while for Art Monk to get in the Hall of Fame. Like,
it did.
I don't understand.
Way too long.
I don't understand.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, is it something about Hall of Fame voting that we don't know? Is it like a good old boys club or whatever? Because for John Lynch, I mean, I can think of a whole lot of other names than John Lynch that I would have put in there.
Well, if you think about it, like that.
Well, he played the same position that Steve Atwater played. I used to have conversations with Steve Atwater. I used to train Steve Atwater's kids. His son played at Peachtree Ridge with my son. I used to talk to Steve Atwater on a daily basis. And I used to say to him at times, I never forget the first time I said to him, like, Steve, how come you're not in the Hall of Fame? He just got real quiet.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was a sore spot with him until his wife told me, said, Boo, don't ever talk to him about that again. That is a real sore spot with him, and it bothers him tremendously that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Steve Atwater, when I was growing up, used to be like the man. I mean, everybody wanted to be Steve Atwater. When you talked about safety, the next word out of your mouth was Steve. Because it was Steve Atwater was the guy when you talked about safety. And everybody to this day will talk about the day he hit Christian Okoye. Remember that? Good God Almighty. I mean, lifted that boy off the ground. And everybody was mad at him the play before, a couple plays before. They're like, hey, man, why you just go up there and hit him like that? You know, don't be afraid of him. He said, dude, I'm not afraid. Y'all just chill. Just chill. I'm just biding my time. I know what I'm doing. Man, he hit Christian Okoye so hard, like the next 2 plays. Look at this right here. Watch it.
The Nigeria.
Look at that. That's Christian Okoye right there. That was the biggest bruising running back in the league at the time.
And the crazy thing
just
is,
a monster.
We talk about show-stopping Hall of Fame plays. This man personally retired that guy from the NFL.
Did. Like, yes, he did. He hit him so hard. If this is Jason, I hope this is the hit. Maybe this is it right here.
Bam! Get your
look at that. Look at hey. After that, I don't think he played another down. I don't think he ever played again in his life. Look at this. Yeah.
Bam!
I mean, just let lower the boom on it.
Meet me in the hole.
Did you see that? I mean, Falcon fans don't get to see that very often. I mean, y'all know y'all don't get to see that unless y'all on the receiving end of it. But did you see that, Miss Karen?
I did.
I mean, show me something John Lynch did. Like, I'm waiting right here, Jason. While you did something with John Lynch or somebody like that. You could search for days and you ain't gonna find nothing like that on John Lynch. Especially somebody like that. Man, come on. I'm telling you right now.
School us a little bit, Coach, and tell me do they have a certain number of inductees per year?
No, it varies all the time. Then, what is that? Number one, Jason, he was already being stood up by 3 people when he came in there and laid that wood. I give you that one. All these little blind shots. Okoye saw Steve Atwater coming. Saw him coming. No, Jay, all them assists. Those are assists, Jay. Yeah, you need to stop that. Oh, look at it. Oh, my God. Good God, I'm out of sickening. Look, that's awful. Jay, come on, Jay.
You looking too.
Oh, that right there? Are you serious?
Okay.
He put his helmet on the guy behind.
Hey, Jay.
You think that's a good play?
Now pull up Rodney Harrison and let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
I'm just telling you, I believe that, like I said, for Atwater to just be getting in there now on his however many long it's been, and for John Lynch to be getting in there as soon as he's gotten in there, I just don't like it. And again, like Drew Pearson, I always thought that Drew Pearson would be in the Hall of Fame because he's my favorite receiver. He's one of the best receivers of his time. But when he missed it, as long as he missed it, I never thought he was going to get in, I'll be honest with you. So that's why I'm wondering if they just let him in, because he publicly would have parties at his house waiting for the phone call from the commissioner and not get him. And then because of that, like I said, it was agonizing to watch. Miss Cal, I don't know if you ever saw it. I had to hide my eyes. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, he was crying last year.
To see a grown man just break down, start crying like that. Yeah. Dude, that was gut wrenching. So anyway, I was just curious as to what you guys thought about the Hall of Fame. All right, let's switch over to the NBA. We're gonna switch over and talk about one of Irv's favorite players, I'm sure. Ring chasing Melo is now wearing yellow. Irv, talk to us about your boy.
Well,
LeBron said the time is now.
Listen, he's been in the league
when
for
LeBron
17
says
years.
The time is now. You got to come running.
Years.
You got to come running. When
LeBron
is the EF Hutton of basketball. When LeBron says the time is now, I guarantee you, LeBron gets Chris Paul's ass up out of Phoenix. All LeBron got to do is call Chris Paul and say, "Chris, the time is now."
No.
Listen, it's going to be like D Wade in Cleveland. They're going to trade him up out of there. But it's about time that Melo really need to start thinking about trying to figure out if he's going to win. 17 years in the league. Go ahead and get your best shot and just go out on a high note after this year, because it's coming to an end soon.
But what happens if he wins, or what happens if they win this year? Does he come back next year and try to repeat?
Nah. If they win, he's done.
Wow. Okay, Miss Carey, what do you think?
I think so too. I think if they win it this year, he does he walks away from it. I don't think if they don't win it, I don't think he walks away, because I think he thinks he still has years to play.
I'm with you, Miss Carey. I think so too. That would be the scary thing to me is for LeBron. How are you going to? What are you going to do when you lose and you don't win? And now Melo wants to hang around and be like, wait a minute, you told me the time was now, so I came running. Let me stay around till I get this ring. Irv, talk to him. What's the mentality with that?
I'll tell you what, if they in the third or the fourth seed, he's about it there. They're going to be trying to figure out how to get another superstar up in there. Heck, they do it all the time, man. If he's in first place, they're going to keep the team. Anything lower, he's out of there.
I don't know that I would say get another superstar. I'm not sure that Melo is still a superstar.
Well, no.
He's always been very suspect to me. And I don't watch a lot of basketball. But I know the times that I did watch him, and maybe it was just coincidence, he never played well. To me, he is nowhere near as pure as a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson or any of those kind of guys. Devin Booker even. That joker is streaky at best, and apparently at times I saw him, the streak was working against him, because he was just like old boy shooting them ball from the corner the other night for Milwaukee. That was terrible.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Melo. He has to be in a nice groove, and mixing him with LeBron, I don't know if that's a good groove, because he likes to start mid-range and then work his way out. And
here's my thing, just like you said, whenever I watched highlights of him, they would show him in a streak and just knocking them down from everywhere. You like, damn, Melo had 60 last night. You know, you like, shit. You know, but then when you watch the whole game, you're like, I thought this joker could shoot. this joker is terrible. You're like, why does anybody want him on their team?
Streaky.
Dude, I'm just telling you, I don't know. What Jason talking about? Melo has a bit of a spot-up guy for a bit. If they can use him to create on the second team. Okay, maybe Jason say he can hold down the second team while LeBron and AD back there getting a little pick-me-up in the locker room before they go out for the second half.
Sipping on that wine.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. They're doing something. All right, let's talk about Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma said he had 2 words for his old team. Did you read that? You heard that there?
I did not.
You know what those 2 words were?
My bad.
Nope. Anybody, Irv?
Goodbye.
Not quite. He said that the 2 words he had were, he was so happy he was somewhere now where he could be myself.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I just want to be myself. He said, every time I've gone somewhere, people trying to recreate me and trying to turn me into something I'm not. I just want to go somewhere where I can be myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm finally somewhere where they're going to allow me to be myself. And I promise you, I'm going to be a good player. But he said when he was in L.A., they kept trying to make him into something or somebody he wasn't. And he wasn't comfortable with that. He said, I want to be myself. And so those were his 2 words. It's just that I just want to be myself. That's it. So I thought that was kind of neat. I just want to see what you thought about it, Irv. Since he's your new superstar in the Chocolate City.
I don't know about superstar, but listen, I 100%
Hold on. You're going to give a superstar to Melo, and you're not going to give it to Kyle.
I didn't call Melo superstar. You did.
Well, you said they're going to get another superstar, as if Melo was going to be.
Another superstar to join them.
Okay, not to replace him.
Not to replace a superstar. Melo's just he's a streaky shooter. That's it. That's what he is in his career.
At best.
But Kuzma.
At best.
Welcome to DC, Kuzma. We will let you freelance. We don't want you to spot up in the corner and wait for LeBron to dribble the shot clock out. Come on home. Feel free.
Yeah. All right, real quick, we're gonna talk about because I know I got it under NBA, even though it's talking about the Olympics. But basically that was the NBA team that was out there. I mean, I listen, I don't know how they get to do the Olympics. How many people do you get to put on the USA team? Because when they were losing all those games with all them high school kids and all them JUCO kids and all that they had on that team, all of a sudden I looked out there and I saw 5 stud NBA players out there. Draymond Green, Devin Booker, Durant. I mean, they were just flourishing with NBA talent all of a sudden. And then they wound up winning the gold medal. Were you surprised? I'll go to Irv first. Irv, were you surprised that they won the gold medal?
Nope, because last week I said they started gelling at the right time.
Mm-hmm. So you think it's just because they were gelling, not necessarily because at the time they were losing, they didn't have all of those pieces that they wound up having because of the playoffs.
But you got to think about it. A lot of these guys, they've only been together for 12 days before they got shipped out to the Olympics. These other teams been playing together for years.
That's true. That's true. But, I mean, obviously, those other teams, too, are somewhat inferior. I mean, basketball is worldwide, but basketball isn't really basketball like it is in the NBA. I mean, the NBA just has a whole nother level of basketball. And I'll be honest with you, you know, when you're playing that international basketball where you're allowed to goaltend and all those kind of things, that brings another element into the game. I mean, Draymond Green, well, I don't know how he learned to goaltend so well, but Draymond Green was killing that goaltending. Like, if that ball bounced around that cylinder, he was snatching that thing up off the rim. like, I like this rule. I mean, he liked that pretty well. Ms. Carey, what do you think? Were you surprised by the gold medal win?
No, I think I think we knew last week. I really do think that Drew Holiday made a huge difference. Booker made a huge difference. Not saying that obviously they were super talented over the people that were there before, but I think the facilitator in Drew, the defense that he brought, I think that just kind of changed the outlook.
Well, I mean, Chris Middleton. I thought Chris Middleton also, was a big factor. I mean, the times he came in there, sometimes he was just, I mean, when Durant was out, Middleton was like, okay, this is my time to shine right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Middleton was lighting them up. I mean, I really couldn't believe how much better that team was with 3 or 4 more players. I'm glad they won. Obviously, I'm USA guy and whatnot. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure they were gonna win. I did think France was gonna give them and it wound up being France that they played. But I thought France was gonna give them even a little better run than what they did because Rudy Gobert and some of those other guys who played in the NBA before, I figured they would have some kind of plan to stop them. But I mean, with Durant doing what he did, I mean, he's hitting 30 points just about every time he's been in an important game. And he had 29 in that game. So, hats off to them for winning. Hats off to them for finishing off what looked like a very devastating start. And I'm glad to see that they won. On the flip side of that, did anybody see the USA women team? Did y'all see them play?
Yeah, a couple of games.
Dude, it was like the Harlem Globetrotters out there playing. Herb, give me your thoughts on the USA women.
Well, listen, where the men decided to catch up with the U.S., they ain't quite there yet in the women's side of it. Like, they do got some WNBA players that's playing for other teams, but it's not like France where they got 7 active and 9 that previously, it's the women ain't there yet.
I agree.
It's going to be interesting.
Ms. Carey, what do you think?
Yeah, ditto. I think that's how the USA men's team used to look up against the competition at the Olympics.
Amen.
But those women were showing out.
I know we're short on time. We're short on time, so I'm just going to say this.
Okay.
I know they said that when I heard that Japan, who played against the U.S. in the finals, when they said in the semifinals that Japan did not have a woman taller than 6'1".
Yep, it was a wrap.
This going to be ugly. When you got Brittany Griner out there, and I mean, she whatever 6'6" or whatever she is,
6'8".
It was wrong too. I mean, they just throwing the ball up to her. There were 3 people around.
Listen, they got Brittany Griner 6'8", Sylvia Fowles 6'6", Asia Wilson 6'4".
Exactly. Dude, it was
Brianna Stewart 6'3".
It was sad. It was sad. Not to mention, you got Sue Bird, and I mean, you got ballers. You got Tarazi. I mean, you got ballers out there. I mean, these women will give some NBA men's teams some trouble.
Like USA's backup point guard Chelsea Gray is taller than China's tallest player.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. It's crazy. I mean, they put on a show. Let's talk about the Olympics in general. The USA was first in golds, first in total medals. Anybody surprised by that?
No.
I mean, are we still the leader of the world when it comes to the Olympic Games and things like that? Maybe training. I read somewhere, my little brother sent me something about the city of Houston. Did y'all see that stat? They said the city of Houston by itself would have been like, better than some countries with how many medals were won just by people who are from Houston. I mean, why is that? Why is it that we are still so far ahead of people in athletics?
I'll give you one word: population.
Money. Oh, population. What about China?
They were number 2. They were right there.
I know, but China got more people than we got.
But not. Like, they were right there. Like, China was basically number 1 for the entire one until the track came up. But and then you got to think about it. For the U.S., we basically have a bunch of defects, a bunch of people coming from other countries. So we have at least 2 to 3 people in every Olympic event. Whereas China, they get their money on the ping pong, they get their money on the badminton and the swimming and the synchronization and all those events.
Right.
But you don't see China in like equestrian. The U.S. got that. Like you don't see them in they was in the diving, but they really wasn't doing so much into that. But you have to think about it. Like we can send legit 10 people in every event if they allowed us to.
Ooh, Jason got some good stuff. I'm reading Jason's stuff. Also, we value our sports and entertainment much more than any other country. China tries to compete in the same vein as we do with sports and entertainment.
Yeah.
I hear you, Jay. I ain't mad at you. I agree. I do believe that we put a different value on it. Dude, one of the first things they were trying to do when the pandemic started was get sports back.
Right.
Somebody please get these jokers playing on TV. The U.S. also allocates more money to training and youth athletics, especially women. I agree with you on that too, man. That's what I was saying. I was saying when Irv said one word, I said that one word is money. That's what I was going to say. He said population. I was going to say money. What was the most shocking thing that you saw in the Olympics? What was the thing that shocked you most, Miss Carey? What did you see?
I didn't really watch a whole lot. I think I said it last week in the preliminaries when that racer fell and then came back and won her race. I can't think of her last name now. But I didn't. What was her name?
I can't remember. I know who you're talking about.
I don't know.
Okay, but yeah, that was what shocked me. I didn't really watch too much, but basketball.
What shocked you the most?
I think the one thing that shocked me is that everybody that had a lot to say about the sporting events, whether it be Megan Rapinoe with soccer, Simone Biles, didn't live up to the hype that they had going into the Olympics.
Okay.
The people who had the most voice before the Olympics didn't show out, and the people who were very quiet were the ones that handled their own business.
Ooh, very good observation. Very good observation. Mine's a little bit more simple than that. The most shocking thing with me was, how y'all gonna let a white dude win in the 100 meters?
He was black.
That dude from Italy.
He's black.
There ain't no black people in Italy.
His mom is like Haitian or something.
That joker in Italy wore them jokers out. And how did the U.S. men's 4x100 team not even qualify for the finals? How does that happen?
Hey.
I mean, they supposed to be the 4 fastest dudes on the planet, supposedly. And doggone didn't even qualify for the final. How does that happen?
Listen, no male runner from the United States got a gold medal until the 4x400 race the last day.
Is that not shocking to y'all? I mean, and I'm sitting up here thinking, okay, if the USA ain't gonna win, Jamaica's gonna win it. Italy won the 4x100 and the 100 meter. I mean, since when? I mean, how does that happen, Irv?
Hey, right now, sprinting is a worldwide sport now,
wow.
except for the women.
Wow.
Jamaica still rules that.
Wow. Dude, I was shocked when I saw that. I just was like, since when did Italy pose a threat? Normally, it's going to be somebody from Germany or
He's
Russia.
From here. He's
or
from
Russia.
the States. He's from the U.S.
Wow.
He trains here still. He was born here. He only picked up Italy because his father is Italian.
Well, I'm telling you right now, somebody better get that joker back over here, whatever, because, I mean, he won by 3 steps. It wasn't even close.
It was ugly.
Dude, I was absolutely blown away when I saw that. On a more somber note, and we'll sign off with this. Bobby Bowden, head coach of Florida State, passed away. I think they say he was 91 years old. It really hit me hard because being from Valdosta, Georgia, Florida State's like, an hour and a half away. used to drive down to Florida State all the time. Coach Bowden used to come to our practices. Lowndes County has always been kind of a powerhouse in South Georgia. A lot of kids that I grew up watching play and that I actually played with went to Florida State. And so just a shock, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're all going to die. And we know that, when you're 91 years old, obviously you've lived your share, and that's a good life. You're dying 91 years old. There's a lot of people that die a lot sooner. But still, there's an impact to me when that happens to a coach like Coach Bowden, because you just immediately think about how, even though you've only met him and talked to him maybe for 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, he left an impact on you. And I think that can be said. Irv, I know you might understand that, being a sports guy, some of the old coaches that you used to have, but I was very impacted by the death of Bobby Bowden. What do you think, Miss Carey?
Coach, I'm just happy to hear you speak well of somebody. I'm glad that Bobby Bowden had that type of impact on your life. I don't know much about this man or Florida State, but I know that I heard a lot of people come on ESPN that afternoon and give praise, say that his praises and how much he meant to them. So I think including, was it Deion Sanders?
Deion Sanders, yes, ma'am.
And he was a Falcon, so, I heard that.
Yeah, Deion Sanders, but I don't talk too well about Deion now. But anyway, but yeah, he was a blessing. He was a blessing to Deion Sanders. And I heard what Deion had to say about him. Deion said some very nice stuff, actually. Brought a little tear to my eye. But don't make no mistake about it. Bobby Bowden never have nothing to do with no Atlanta Falcons. What you think, Herb?
Yeah, everything you said was the same feeling that I had when I met Pat Summitt from Tennessee.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was crazy because the year that I met her, she was still going through her. I think she had dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. Out of all the memory issues that she had, the year after when I met her, she still remembered me, like the conversations we had and everything. And her son was just looking there like, geez, like you must have had a real impact on her. And then that particular year she ended up passing. But you hear such beautiful words coming to these people that have done a lot for our youth, our previous generation and generations before. And these are the type of people that we need to let our next generation know that these are the type of people we really need to follow. These are the type of people that we have to show that our next generation need to have that same. I'm trying to think of the right words. Like we need to teach them the same thing that these people taught us.
Amen. I tell you what, I got into coaching 21 years ago, and there's a little saying that they have in coaching that a coach will impact more lives in one season than most people do in their entire lifetime. And what I try to tell people is that impacting lives and influencing lives goes both ways. You can influence them in a good way. You can influence them in a bad way. Because I'm telling you right now, coaches have a lot of power. And I tell coaches all the time, be careful what you say around those kids, because they'll remember for the rest of their life. I still say things to kids these days that coaches said to me back when I was that age, when I was that young, and saying things like, if a frog's ass was made of glass, he busted every time he hopped. Hiram Johnson used to say that to me all the time. I said, well, Coach, if I had done this, if I had done that. And then that's what Coach Johnson would say to me. Or he'd say, Boo, if a frog had a hip pocket, he told a 45 to keep the flies off his ass. And that's another thing I say to kids to this day. So like I said, good or bad, when coaches say something to you like that, then you're going to remember it and you're going to regurgitate it. And for, like you just said, stuff that you remember from way back then, you'll remember the rest of your life. So anyway, our prayers go out to the Bowden family and to the Florida State family, and really just, nation, if not worldwide, because he had that kind of reach. I mean, when you talk about somebody who won 377, I think they said it was, Division I football game he been around a long time, and he knew a lot of people. And I guarantee there's a lot of hurt going on right now down in Tallahassee, Florida, where he lived for many years and where he coached for many years. And so, like I said, we reach out to him and his family. That's about it for today. Miss Carey, don't ever try to call me out like that. Talking about I'll never say nothing good about nobody. I do. I say good stuff all the time.
It was so special.
Jason finna get up on here in a minute. I talk good about Jason all the time. You know, I always lift up my brother. Don't talk good about you.
Yeah, you talk good about me. You're right.
I tell you what, though, y'all need to watch that podcast he did about them damn superhero movies. I called him and cussed his ass out today about that.
We did a top 3 worst superhero movies of all time bracket, and Coach was hot. He stopped watching it. He got so mad.
I did. I had to put in a comment. I stopped watching it immediately and put some comments on that thing. Look, dude, he gonna say that Blade 3 was a worse superhero movie than Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal wrapped up in a trash can. What is that?
If you want to hear my rationale, you need to watch the show.
No, you get a technical foul for that one. Nah.
Why we chose Blade Trinity over Steel.
Yeah. Thank you, Herb. Thank
you. Out of there.
Once again, you got to hear the rationale once you hear it, you be like, I may not agree, but I can see why. You got to hear the rationale first.
No.
Herb, you got Herb. Tune in, Herb. Hey,
I'm about to look now.
Read my comment because I went off.
Look, I've been working like crazy. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I will now.
Anyway, folks, we got to get out of here. We want to thank Miss Carey, the Falcon lover. Want to thank Big Herb all the way from Chocolate City. And, of course, want to thank Jason for being the man on the ones and twos and handling his business like he does. And he'll have this all sliced and diced and put up and stuff for us. So we thank you for all that work, Jay. Good night, Tom. We'll see you, Matt, Colette. Hey, Miss Hood, I see you made it. I know Miss Ham. I saw Miss Ham out there. I saw Travis out there, too. We want to once again, shout out to Clemson's freshman, Barrett Carter. He showed out his first days of practice with a one-handed interception. Well, I seen him do that. And Matt Collette, you seen him do it, too. 1,000 times up there in Gatlin. That's a great kid. I've been training him since he was in the 8th grade. And they say he might start this year at Clemson, which I really hope he does. So he's a fantastic player. He's going to be a great player for years to come. So anyway, thank you, Matt, for that. We appreciate that. But guys, if we didn't mention you on here, want to thank everybody for being on here. And we will all talk to you next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip. We will see you all next